Hey you guys, just logged back on after the maintenance, and Wartune has managed to crap holiday stuff all over the place and give us a new patch. So we're at patch 5.2. They've clearly adjusted the devotion stuff, so gather up these guys. So 200,000 gold and some Daru, half the Daru, and 11 roses, level 5 luckstone. And then for 85 devotion, we get a level 3 to 5 gem pack and a refinement lock. Are people really, I guess because they don't give refinement, do they give the refinement locks in Jewel Hunt anymore? Maybe not, but I guess you get a refinement lock now. And then the good one is the fashion core and the mount whips. That's good. For sure want that one. So do whatever you can to gather up this stuff. It shouldn't be too hard. There are so many things now that it should be pretty straightforward. Check-in rewards are the same, and this stuff is whatever. Get experience. Somehow I always do this, but it really accomplishes nothing for me at this point. Other than that, this should be a quality of life patch, or at least that's what the patch notes go by. The lag is supposedly a little bit better. TOK, Tower of Kings, is supposedly easier, so I can check that later. I'm not super encouraged to go into the multiplayer dungeons quite yet, but at least we'll take a peek at some of the stuff. So there's some inventory stuff. We have the treasure inventory. This is for activating for 2,500 balins. You can use bound balins. You get, I think, all these pages of storage, and then so it'll store gems, crystals, divinity souls, etc. So I think anything shiny and synthesizable should be able to go into this. So for me, my inventory, nothing here is gonna go. Nothing here is gonna go, but this main page where I keep all of my gems and things and crystals, this should be wiped out. So this is sort of interesting to me. I was thinking about it, I did see this part of the patch and was thinking, what good is this? Is it worth it? Because it is pretty expensive. And I think actually it might be in the sense of long-term play. So for sure, this is not worth it if you're a small-time player, if you don't know if you're going to be sticking with the game. But it is something that even low-cash players and free players should consider getting. One, because you can get it with bound balance, so you're not restricted that way. And also, I think for people who keep all their gems and don't don't convert them all to HP, this is actually going to save you quite a bit of gold. Because at the moment, every time that I open up gem packs and whatever, I try and save all these gem packs and whatnot. But when I do my blitzes, so if I go into my blitzes over here and do some stuff and get gems, basically what I have to do each time is usually I'll synthesize them as high as I can go and then convert them. But that costs a lot of gold. So if I were to keep these in my bag and save them up until I have a lot of them, I could synthesize higher level gems like 5s, 6s, 7s at the gem events, and it would save me a lot of gold, because the higher the gem is, or the longer I wait, the more gold that I'll save for conversion costs. And so you can sort of think of this this investment as an investment in your gold income, so you're saving a lot of gold this way in the long term. So this is definitely something that people should consider. Inventory, I think, is one of the more ridiculous things in this game that you pay for, but it's also one of the more necessary evils, because I don't know how anybody can just manage on like 1 or 2 pages of inventory plus their mail. I think maybe at the earlier stages that's tolerable, but once you get going, it's really difficult. So yeah, so if you want to, think of it as paying for gold, and not everybody wants to pay for gold, that's something to consider. So I'm going to go ahead and activate it, because, I activate all the inventory stuff. Okay, so I just launched all of my crystals and gems and everything, so I'm going to organize this. I have multiple pages. It's not auto-sorted from what I can tell, or at least it's sorted right now, but I can probably move them around and fix these up. So I'll organize them probably later. I'm not gonna do that in front of you guys, even though right now this is gonna bother me just looking at it. But oh no, what'd you do? Oh, they sorted my bags. That's terrible. Terrible people. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna have to reorganize everything. That's super sad. They didn't send anything to my mail, did they? No. Okay. Oh, Wartune. Anyway, that's... oh, I can't look. Just don't look. Just don't look. Alright. And so that's the inventory. So other inventory stuff, there's a dimension coordinate. So it'll show all of my dimensions. I have a lot of dimensions. I put so much gold into this. Actually just recently had a good haul. So the rates for the dimensions seem a little better than they used to be. At one point it seemed to drop and it was really bad and nobody was getting any good dimensions, but now it seems a little bit better. So this is just where you see all of your dimensions. You still need the inventory space for them, so it's not like they leave your inventory and go over there. You still need the space in your bags. So I think that's supposed to be just a convenient thing. I don't think it's that important, but anyway, they put it in. Other stuff... let's see here. So there should be a lot of new mounts in here. I think I still have all the mounts. So I have so many bee souls. They're totally pointless. They didn't put Icefire in here. I did see some previews and stuff. So Nether Skull Horse is a temporary mount. So I can use the enormous number of bee souls that I have to get some of these Nether Skull Horses. But it's looking like I don't have any in the shop. So if it does turn up, I don't know if I can exchange for multiple Nether Skull Horses, but I think I have a lot of these already probably in my mail, or at least a few. So yeah, just the temporary mounts, and for me at least, and everything else. Okay, they have the spiders too, which I have a lot of. And that's it. I don't know why they put in this emblazoned wolf card. This one is really easy to get, so you definitely should not buy it through here. You should get it through the arena shop. And okay, so as far as title mounts go, Mr. Phillips is a great one to get. Definitely has a title. I think the best ones as far as what titles are the best are going to be Crowned Cat and Bony Dragon, because these two give attack stats. The only thing is they're gentle mounts, so they aren't going to add to your bonus in your over here. Let me go find it. To this. So here we get 1% for each of the stars refined. So you really do want to go after magic mounts because there are so many of them, and so you're gonna get a better bonus. You should work on training this one first. So that's something to think about. You might want to go with, you know, the magic mounts like Mr. Phillips first, but at least as far as the titles go, definitely these two guys. And there's some other mounts. I think previously the best mounts in here as far as stats go were plus 50 mounts. So I think the Underworld Steed and the Wildfire Steed and Deathrider's plus 40. But anyway, these two were as good as it gets. So anything that you see that's plus 60 or more is going to be a new mount. Thunder Beast, I think that was there. Let's see here. Let's see if I can point out. Oh wait, there is Icefire. It's here. I didn't notice it. Okay, I looked at this before and I thought Icefire wasn't there, but it is here. So anyway, I have to wait around for that mount to show up, but that's nice because it's one of the few mounts that I'm actually missing. I think there's one more. It's this something pangolin, some little like Asian looking armadillo thing, and I'm missing that one, but it doesn't look like it's here either. Okay, so I can get Icefire, which is nice. I don't know how much that's going to cost. None of them are showing here. I imagine that it's really, really rare for one of those title mounts to show up anywhere here. So what I would do is definitely save all your bee souls. Not that I can do much with mine. Save your bee souls and see, you know, when you can get a title mount. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I imagine if it's there, you might want to get it because it might not show up for a while. There is a way to refresh, but it costs Balins, and it costs real Balins, so I don't know why on earth. I'm never going to touch this. If you wait long enough, even if it's a really long time, it will show up. I waited a really long time to get this Mechanic Prowler, and now it's almost always in my shop. So, yeah, just be patient. Otherwise, these bags are killing me. Cannot look. Just don't look. The next thing, the big stat addition is going to be the tattoos. So here, click to cleanse. I can't do this yet because I don't have any of these materials. So you need the henna materials first, and to get those guys, I think you just... Oops, not here. Henna Lab, and we have to construct stuff. Well, probably going to go back to sleep and then wake up in a few hours, so maybe I can yield. Well, it doesn't really matter. I'll just do the 10-hour yield because I'm gonna have to wait that long to be able to do any of the tattoo stuff anyway. Okay, so do the 10-hour one. Be back later. I doubt there's anybody I can... Okay, I guess I can raid people. I have never seen these names in my entire life. So I don't know if they're cross-server or not. So I think I'm just going to raid and not feel too bad about it. let me go. Okay, it's fine. So Henna raid. The raids don't look like you get much from them, so I'm just going to wait until this refreshes. It's in 2 hours. So so these two aren't experts, but this guy is an expert lab, so I'm gonna raid this one. I'm not super convinced that this person is from my server. Yeah. So I think the rating is cross-server, which makes me not feel nearly as bad about it. If it had been my own server, I would have been a little bit more guilty. You know, I don't plunder anybody or anything like that, so I was a little bit worried about this. But, doing okay. I obtained only 1 henna. I definitely can be more. I was on the test servers on another tune, and I got 2 from there. So it definitely can be more than just 1. So, so they said that world boss calculations have changed, so I'm not sure if that's for the better. So we'll see. I'll definitely check that out later today. I'll check out the difficulty on TOK and everything like that. But for the most part, which to their own credit, they're at least attempting to try, or at least they're trying to make you feel like they're trying to do these quality of life patches. So adjust the lag and adjust all of that stuff. I couldn't tell from that fight, from that looting fight, that that the hide other objects button has improved in any way. It looks like they must have moved Silverina, so I'm not sure where I have to go for that. Oh, I hate the Christmas stuff. It just looks ridiculous. World boss looks ridiculous. I can't stand it. Anybody? Oh, that's good enough. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this right now. I was looking for Silverina, and this is Sylph Expedition. Silverina? Oh, we're down here. I should really start using a flying mount, but I like Casanova so much. Okay, so Silverina's over here. It doesn't look like there are any adjustments, you just have to walk around town for it. Other than that, oh, there's a Balaam load, so this is an event, people. I mean, if you're going to recharge a large amount, this is something you should consider. If you're gonna go for that merge sylph or something, yeah. So, anyway. But yeah, so more videos to come today, not necessarily on the new patch, but there is, a sylph upgrade event, so I'm probably going to be making Venus very soon, and at least set myself up for an Odin, so yeah. So I covered Silverina, and the other thing is the new kid, and I doubt I'm going to be getting that. Platinum Lab. So there's a quest for the lab. You now have... Oh, it just gave me experience? So let me see what these quests are real quick. Quest tracking, main quest, raid Platinum Lab. So I just need to raid another one. Doesn't even give me any of the tattoo stuff. Tattoo cleanse. A master equestrian can inject the essence of an ancient beast into a very powerful warrior to become the warrior's most loyal companion. What the hell does that mean? Let me just click on it. Cleanse a tattoo. You don't have 100. Yeah, okay. So I still need 100 of those. Oh, Wartune. It's an interestingly worded quest. Alright, so we can try and summon one eudaemon. I have enough for just one. Hey, and I got it! I don't know if that's intentional, if they, adjusted it so the rates are better for the ones you don't have. But, guess what? I have the new kid. So that is very good. for once, because I had to exchange with a vent chest to get that blood warrior. Anyway, so he looks horrifying. Gear wise, P-Def, HP, P-Def, attack, M-Def, M-Def. So actually, gear-wise, it's pretty decent. Some of these gear, like, this one has way too... Oh, this one has physical attack. Who is it that has weird stuff? Mages have magical attack. I think it's the archer that has crit or something. Yeah, this one has critical. This guy has block. So that's interesting. Anyway, so this is pretty typical. It has attack jewels at least. So, I mean, I'll upgrade it because it's something to upgrade. I don't know how many more of these kids they're going to have, but it seems like they're just coming up with new ones every day. So here's the skills. Violent Puncture deals 120% physical. Okay, that's pretty standard. Lowest amount of HP, so this is sort of like ult slasher. So this sounds like a very typical knight so far. 110% to a random row of enemies, so this is an AoE, not an all-player AoE, but at least some area damage. Deals 120% to whole enemy group, so that's all-player AoE. Motivator, motivate self, increase damage dealt for 2 turns. This is for the kids, so if it's not something that's going to be for the team or for a certain row, so you can pinpoint who's going to get the bonus, or if it doesn't like hit the target and debuff them, then it's not so great. So this yourself means that the kid is gonna get a 20% attack bonus, and that's not that important. Inspiration generates an inspiring buff for party members, increasing damage dealt in the next turn by 15%. This one doesn't sound that great at level 1, but just looking at how it's phrased, probably as it levels up, it gets better. So this is actually maybe something that will be good in the future, but it will require a ton of skills. So a lot of skill books, and so that's very difficult when we have 7 kids at the moment. So yeah, so that's gonna take a long time to actually be good, but this skill is pretty decent. And the Delphix, it's so this one's increased damage dealt by 200% for 3 turns, no crit. So the no crit is the important part. This is just not that important. Again, sort of like this this motivator, it's increasing the damage that the kid deals, which is not as big of a deal as increasing the damage on your own player. So this might be okay PvE if World Boss still counts the kid damage. For all the gold counts and stuff, that might be okay, but it's not anything too special. And then the Delphic Unstoppable Barrage ignores enemies' damage for 2 turns, 100% damage to reflect 5% of damage to the enemy. So this one is probably the most appealing skill, and if well timed, is probably really, really nasty. And this is the first kid that I've seen that maybe you can get away with putting in the front row. So I imagine that the gameplay will go something like: attempt to keep the kid alive until Sylph mode. Go into your opponent goes into Sylph mode. By the time that they get into Sylph mode, the kid's Delphic will be ready. Use the kid's Delphic as they're using hopefully either a front row skill or an AoE or a big Delphic or something. The kid gets hit with that Delphic, doesn't die because it has it ignores enemies' damage for 2 turns, and then also for sure deflects damage to your opponent. And I imagine that as the level of this skill goes up, the amount of reflect damage, the percentage on that will increase. So I don't know how much it's going to increase, if it's even, I mean, I imagine it can go as high as 10%, and there's no cap on it, so there's no, like, you know, it won't deflect anything more than, you know, 100k or something. That would not be that great. But as it is, there's no cap on it, so it's a it is very potentially nasty. So I can see someone being willing to build up this kid and just wreak hell in PvP stuff with that Delphic alone. Am I going to build one up? I mean, that's a lot of effort. At the moment, I think at some point I'll probably do a video sort of on my opinions on all the kids. There's so many of them now that I think it's worth maybe discussing which ones are best for folks, or, you know, things to really think about. But at the moment, you know, I've already started to build up a Wind Ranger a lot, and so that takes a lot of effort to get all those skills up and everything, and put materials particularly into the gear and stuff. And so I've worked on that a lot, and the kid's really looking a lot better now. So the thought of working on this kid is pretty dreadful. I really don't think anybody's going to be doing this in the near future. So maybe they'll cave. Maybe somebody will figure out how OP it can be and do it. But anyway, that's how I see the skills going, is really the crux of it being this particular Delphic. And then for the passives, these are the general passives. And then, okay, so the class 1's tit for tat is a chance to reflect 30% of damage received when attacked. 10% chance to reflect 30% of damage. That's evil. That's terrible. Oh my god. Okay, so that's actually really problematic. I don't know if... I imagine as you level this up, the chance for the reflect probably is the one that increased. Probably not the amount of damage. I mean, much more than 30% chance to reflect damage. That's horrible. So actually this kid might be very, very nasty for PvP stuff. I would sincerely worry if I were against somebody very strong. So if you see somebody with one of these kids, I highly recommend you kill the kid as a priority. So don't go into PvP stuff without some AoEs and some things that can specifically target certain portions of the battlefield. So you want to be able to attack the back row or the front row in particular. Of course, that's easy to say, probably harder to get away with. But if there's if this guy is hard to kill, if you find somebody with a really strong one, that deflect damage could be really, really bad. And then the other passive is just physical attack and a healing passive increase, which is very typical of a knight. So I think it's like it's basically just a knight, but with much nastier passives than an actual knight. So this should be really interesting, actually. I would be excited to see somebody try and build one of these. It would be definitely very difficult to fight if they do it right. So yeah, I'm waiting to see somebody be good with the gameplay for this Frost Panther, but at the moment I just cannot be. I can't bring myself to build up another kid. Really, just putting resources into another kid sounds terrible to me right now, so I think we'll just leave it. Otherwise, I think we're all set, you guys. I mean, it's mostly quality of life, and there's not much I can show with the tattoos and everything until I can harvest that henna. So for now, this is the first look. Hope you guys enjoy the new patch and that things look better. I mean, I'm hopeful in the sense that, okay, hopeful is the wrong word. I really do want things to work out. I want them to do a good job for the game and everything. So be honest and let me know. You know, does the patch look better? Is the lag better at all? Is TOK actually easier? Because they said that they were going to drop the difficulty because so many people are having a hard time passing even like easy or normal. So let me know how it goes. I would love to hear. Thanks, you guys. Take care and have a very good day.